Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Leslie again with another video. And if you guys like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. And if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, if you're new, welcome. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for me. And I do thank you for stopping through to visit me. And let's go ahead and get started with the video.
Hold up.
From the title of this video, it is a story time, but it's about the time that I lost my best friend. This was a person that was very close to me. I was very close to them, and I knew them for a long time. And you know, it's really hard when you're used to life. It's like you have a life and you do this, you know, different things, same thing every day, whatever. And then like people that you're really close to, like, you just do everything with them, you know, and you never really think to yourself, like, you never imagine like what your life might be without them. Like, what if they're gone one day, or what if, you know, like, what if they're not here with me when I wake up in the morning? What would my life be like? A lot of people take things for granted, and they don't really they're not really thankful for their blessings. They never really look at that until something happens to the point to where they realize and they understand like all the things that they had that, you know, could be taken away from you like that, like fast. And it's really heartbreaking. It's really a hard thing to go through. So if you have been through that, if you've been down that road, you know, I'm sorry. You know, in life things happen, and things happen for a reason. Some things happen for the best. Some things, you know, not so much. Some things are just so unexpected, and that's what's really hard with a situation in life, is when something's unexpected. Okay, so if you're going through that now, or if you've just been through that, I know your pain. I can feel your pain. I know, you know, what you're going through, so you are not alone. There are people out there who are going through the same thing that you're going through, or that have been down that road, and they understand. So you are not alone. Just know, you know, you're not alone. So my situation is, I'm not gonna say my best friend's name, like, you know, just out of respect for them. Even though they're no longer here, I just feel like, you know, it's just best that sometimes you just don't use their real names, real identity, or whatever. So I was living somewhere else, and I was there for a long time. So, and I got comfortable in my life. And see, now it's just to the point where I don't want to get comfortable, because I've been through so much. I've been through so many like things that were heartbreaking and loss, and that's something major and hard to get over. And some things I've never gotten over them. You know, honestly, I have not yet gotten over a lot of things. And people that don't know me don't know a lot of things about me. So like, there's a lot more to me than just knowing my name and just knowing like a few little things about me. But at least I come out on camera and tell you guys. So I was like living somewhere else with my friend. We were like always around each other, together, every day, every night, and everything we do together. We go shopping together. We would like go out to eat together, go to the movies together. It's just like everything together. Like anything you could do that you could think of doing with a best friend is exactly what we would do. So that's why we were friends. And so, you know, like when we were away from each other, whatever, we would like call or, you know, text or make sure everything was okay. Even if I just walked to the store, they would call just to make sure that I was okay. And I got used to that. And then, you know, like we were just into like the same things. We had the same interests, and we just, you know, we had a good time. It was fun. So, the thing is, I don't know. It just all happened so fast. Like, he became very sick, very ill, and it was like there was nothing that they could do about it. And it was just, you know, things happen when you least expect them to. So it was like we were home, and we had this conversation. This is when it gets kind of creepy, okay? But there's more to this. We were home, and I had a dog, and it was a gift from my friend. So he told me that the dog was so I wouldn't be lonely or whatever. So that was my gift since I was far away from home and I had no one but my friend. So then I had a dog. Well, my friend tells me that he said, I need to talk to you about something. And I'm like, sure, you know what, anything. And he says that, he's like, Leslie, he's like, I had, just the look on his face told me that something was not right. Like this was something different, something more serious. And he's like, Leslie, I had this dream that I went to sleep. Like I was going to go take a nap. And then I told you I was going to take a nap. He was like, okay. So he goes to sleep and he says, when I wake up, I can't find you. Like you're not there. And the dog is gone and you're gone and I can't find you guys. And I'm searching everywhere and you're nowhere to be found. And then and there, I kind of felt like, whoa, like that's kind of deep, like that's, I've heard of people having these dreams and stuff, like visions or, I don't know. Anyway, it's just like really deep, creepy thing, I mean, I believe in that kind of stuff, so I kind of thought, I didn't want to think in my mind like death, but it's just a natural thing, it's a part of life, and it's scary, but at the same time, you have to expect it. You have to prepare yourself. Any given time, it can happen. You never know. But we all don't want that, but it's gonna happen sooner or later. And he had that dream, and then like right around the same time, I had this dream that it was weird. Like I was back home where I'm from. I was back home and I was standing outside of a place that I spent a lot of time at. And I was standing there and I remember like I had memories there from when I was a kid and stuff. So I was standing there and I seen like looking at something and I was not happy. I was just not happy and I was just like out of place and I was like just standing there and it was weird because it was like it was the last place on earth I wanted to be. Like I'm sorry, but it was the last place I wanted to be at the time. So I wake up from that dream and I never told him that. Like I never told him that I had that dream. But the scary thing is or weird is I had that dream and then like a year later or less than a year later I was standing in that exact spot doing exactly what I was doing in my dream, which freaked me out bad. And I thought, deja vu? Is that what they call it? I was like, he had that dream and he died. Like he passed away. And I had that dream and I had to leave. I mean, I could have stayed, but I just feel like when things happen to you that's like tragic, when tragedy happens, unexpected, it's like you don't want anything to do with that place. You don't want, most cases, you don't want anything to do with that place. You don't want anything to do, with what you had. Because you don't feel right, you feel out of place, you feel like it's not going to be the same, it's not going to be the same without this person or that person, or, I don't want to do this by myself, or I can't, or it's just a reminder of that person, and you don't want that reminder. And it's like you need time to heal, like your heart needs time to heal. So the best thing to do is like go through your grieving process and get that all out. And sometimes it takes years, sometimes you just never get over it. And I feel that, I know that, because I've lost people that were close to me. And I've been through like grieving, and it's been hard, like it's been horrible. And sometimes it can be like the worst feeling, it can be the worst feeling. So for those of you that are going through that same thing, just know me, other people have been down that road, we understand, we know. So you're not alone. But anyways, my friend was very ill, and after he told me about that dream, and I kept mine to myself because I just felt like it was too weird for me or for him. And so it was fine the night before, like it was in the summertime, so it was like in July, And you know, in New York, it don't get that hot. I mean, it gets hot, but not that hot where I was living. And it was a little warm and stuffy in that apartment, but we had AC that we had put in, so we got an air conditioning unit so we could put it in and it'd be cooler. So we decided to sleep in the living room. I was on the floor, he's on the couch. And you know, we talked a little bit, and then it was like, it was crazy because, okay, I'm just gonna say, I was on my stomach and I like passed gas in my sleep, like I farted, and all he said was, "God damn, Les," you know, like, and he like laughed, and I was like, "Oh my God," like, you know, don't, whatever, I'm sleeping, don't bother me. So that was like a laugh for him, and I figured, you know, if he could say that and he could laugh about that, that it was fine. So then I hear him getting up about like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm sleeping, and he goes to the restroom to use the bathroom, and I just figured, you know, he's just going to the bathroom or whatever, and I was so tired, I was so exhausted, I was out. And later on he comes back, and then the weird thing was, like, I woke up and like later on he wasn't there, and I'm like, where'd he go? You know, and I'm like, I think it was on a Saturday, so we had no plans, nothing. Well, actually, no, we had no plans. So went to the bedroom to where, you know, where he would usually sleep, but it was too hot back there, so he slept out there. But then he went to the room, and it was so weird. Like, it was scary because I was like, said his name, and he didn't respond to me, and I was just like continuing to say his name, and he just sat there on the bed, like he just sat there, and no, not responding to me. He was awake, but he did not respond to me at all. And I got closer, and I started, you know, kind of talking to him, and he was just out of it. And I'm like, maybe he just doesn't feel good today, because he's had days like this before where he was not well. And so he goes out and does whatever he does that day, even though he didn't have plans, but he still went out and did something. I stayed in. You know, I figured, you know, if he could go out, he's well. So he goes out, and he comes back later, and it's like he's gotten worse. And I asked him, I said, you know, he's responding to me now, he's talking to me. And I asked him, I said, are you okay? He said, yeah, I'm fine. And I was like, are you sure? Because you don't sound okay. And he's like, no, I'm fine. He's like, I'm fine. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to take your word for that. And he says, like, you know, like he was just tired, and he just wanted to take a nap, or, you know, whatever, and he would get back up within like an hour or so. So I was like, okay, I was like, I'm going to run to the store. Is there anything that you need? And he says, he wanted some kind of candy or something. I believe it was like a Snicker bar. So it's something that he always ate. It's something that was his favorite. So I went and got that. And to this day, I still will not eat those, because it's like a reminder of him being sick and him passing. So it's weird, but I will not eat a Snicker bar ever. So I got that for him. He ate that. He was fine. And we went out for a walk, and we talked a little bit, but he was just really quiet the whole time. Like, he was quiet for like 2 weeks and never said anything about not feeling well. And we went out, sat by the water for a little bit, and then we finally came back in, and he went to sleep. Well, when I woke up, he wasn't there again. And I went to the bedroom, and I see him sitting there with the phone in his hand. And he's like just sitting there awake, like he's looking out the window, and I'm like, you know, talking to him, saying his name, and he's not responding to me. And I'm like, are you okay? Like, you know, I'm yelling at this point, because I'm like, something is wrong, something is really wrong. And he's like, I was like, do you want to go to the hospital? You're not, you know, are you okay? No. He's like fighting with me, saying no, he don't want to go to the hospital, no, he don't. And I'm like, no, you're going. So what I do is I go, because he's just so like bad off, like, I call 911 right away. And I'm like, you know, it seemed like it was taking forever. Like, Have you ever called 911? It seems like it takes forever because they, like, you talk to one person, then they transfer you to another person, the operator or whatever. And then you gotta tell them and explain to them, and it's like, you know, somebody's really sick, somebody's dying here, something is fucking wrong. Like, why the fuck is it taking so long? You know, people start getting crazy and mad because it's like, if you ever call 911, it seems like it takes fucking forever. So I was already getting mad at this point. And I said, you need to hurry. You need to send somebody here now because something is not fucking right. Like, hurry up. Stop asking me all these fucking questions and get here. So they they get there. I hear the sirens coming and I tell him, you are going to the hospital. You're not fighting with me. I called 911. You know, whatever. And he's like, no, he's trying to fight with me, but I know something's wrong. And, you know, it really sucks when people refuse and they're in a state, like, you think that they're okay, but then they, you know, they say they are, but then they say that, you know, they don't want to go to the hospital, or they don't want you to help them. But when you know something's really wrong, that's when you call, that's when you take them. So, excuse me. He went to the hospital, and I didn't have a car at this time, and at that time I did not have any money. And I told him, I said, you are going to the hospital. I'm going to get a ride over there. Because if I go, I'm not going to be able to stay the night. And I'm not going to have money to come back. So I will come over there as soon as I can. And then he doesn't say anything. He's like, I look at him when they ask me a ton of questions or whatever. And I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. So then they put him on a stretcher. They get ready to take him out. And I'm just looking like, I can't believe this. Like, you know, and in my mind I thought, like, what if this is the last time I ever see him? Like, what if this is the last time I ever see him alive? Then what? But, you know, I didn't want to think that. Like, I didn't want to put that in the air. Like, I didn't want to put it out there like that. And I figured, you know, like, you know, he's been through this before. He's been through this plenty of times. I've been through this with him. He's, you know, been very ill. Like, he snaps out of it. He always snaps out of it. He always comes back. Like, you know, it's always something. Like, he's always going to, you know, he'll call me a couple hours later. So I was trying to figure out what was going on. Nobody was calling me, you know. Try to contact, like, family members or friends or whatever. And nobody responded. And I'm just, like, calling the hospital. Nobody responded. Like, I didn't know it was as serious as it was. And I just was so angry because I wanted to know what was going on, nothing. You can't find anything out. So then later on, like, somebody called me and they told me how bad it was. And then I couldn't believe it. Like, I was just, like, shocked. And I'm like, oh my God, like, wow. You know, it's crazy. So it was just sad because I waited an entire day for him to call. He never called. And I was like, something's wrong. Like, something is seriously wrong. And I didn't know it. Like, I didn't think the worst. I just knew something was wrong. Like, maybe it's going to take a while. So I went for a walk or whatever, and I figured, like, you know, it's that bad. I don't know if I want to be there. Like, I want to be there, but, you know, we talked about this. We've been over this, me and him. And we already made, like, some plans for things, like, in case it happened. But we didn't expect it to happen as fast as it did and how it did. So somebody had told me that they revived him, and, like, he always said he did not want to be revived if he ever, you know, if they ever, like, he ever died or something. Like, if he ever passed, he did not want to be revived, but they did it anyway, okay? Which I am for. Like, you revive somebody, if you can bring them back, do what you can for them. And he said that he just didn't. Like, he didn't. He was gone. And they had to put him on a breathing machine. And they had to heavily sedate him because he would be in too much pain. And, you know, like, I heard that he, like, opened his eyes and he tried to pull the tubes out of his mouth, but they had to sedate him more to put him out because it would have just been too much. And then when I heard that, I thought, he must have knew something. I mean, something must, you know, I don't know, but it's pretty scary. And anyways, somebody told me, it was a close friend of his, and he told me that, I was like, well, is he okay? You know, like, answered the phone. I'm like, is he okay? Like, what is going on? He's like, no. I'm like, well, what happened? And he said he died. I'm like, oh my God. You know what I mean? And I just, at that moment, I lost it. I started bawling my eyes out. Never lost it in front of nobody. Never lost it. Like, nobody ever heard me that hysterical. Like, it was so sad. Like, nothing tops that. I'm sorry. It just does not top that. So, I got that out of my system. Then I had to talk to another person, and I got that out of my system. So, I broke down twice, and like, around 2 people, and then like, it was really sad. Like, afterwards, like, places I would go, things I would do, I would just lose it. Like, I would break down. Like, I'm like, oh my god, no, this is like the place. Like, it's where we used to do our shopping. It's where nothing was the same. Like, I couldn't stomach the fact that my best friend was gone, and that it wasn't really like, we didn't expect it like that. It just hit us out of nowhere. And it was sad because I had to call and cancel everything that he had planned for the next day or the next couple of days. And people were shocked. And I'm like, yeah, you know. I'm like, okay, I gotta hold myself together. I have to tell them. So then I had to go and tell like the office manager that I was gonna be leaving. I had to call companies where I rented from. They had to come and get all of my like furniture and stuff. And, you know, I just told them to take everything. I can't take it with me. I'm leaving. I can't be here. I'm going to go. I said, my best friend just passed. He just died. So I cannot take any of this stuff. I'm not going to stay here. I'm out of a job. And I was like, I lost freaking everything. I can't do this. And so thank God my mom came. Yeah, she drove all the way up there to take the things that I did have. And it was just so sad, you know. I was like in pieces, because I'm like looking at this place like, oh my god, I'm gonna be leaving. Like, this is my home, this is my house where I live, it's where I'm comfortable, this is my life. Like, I'm leaving my life here and I have to go back there because I can't live here, I can't be here, and I needed a fresh start. I needed to start over. I needed to get away from that because it was just, everything was a reminder, and I just couldn't. Like, I had to have a fresh start in my life. And so I did, you know. And it's been like 4 years, and it was really hard, but it's been 4 years, and I still have my moments, I still have times, but it's gotten easier. And I'm still pissed about my mattresses. I had $600 mattresses, but I had a whole bedroom set. On the way down here from New York, it was like pouring rain, so my mattresses got rained on, and they got ruined. Like, I was so mad about that because we put so much money into the stuff that I couldn't take any of it with me. But the one thing that I did take with me got ruined. So I do know what it's like to go through grieving. I know what it's like to lose everything. I know what it's like to lose somebody close to you. And I know the mood swings and the moods you go through and the changes. And I know how hard it can be. And like, it's hard to like look at things the same. Like, you know what I mean? It takes time for you to heal, so just know that you're not the only one going through it. There are other people out there, so hang in there, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you like this video. And if you guys have any suggestions for any videos that you would like for me to do, leave them in the comments below, and I will get back to you. And I need to go take some Claritin and blow my nose because I'm having these terrible allergy flare-ups. And I feel it in here and in here, and I cannot talk right. So you guys have a blessed day, and come back and see me soon. I will be back with more videos. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Floor, just a rebel on your own, on a bed to a bed to a bed to a trip, on a bed to a bed to a bed to a trip, on a bed to a